The operation was a great success. It saved thousands of American lives that might have been lost in bloody frontal assaults.
I was a radio operator gunner in a B-17 and flew my 54 missions, which also included voluntary missions.
And from Guam, we went on up off the coast of Japan, getting ready for the invasion of Japan.
Afghanistan, 2004, Iraqi Freedom, 2005.
Stationed out at Pearl Harbor, and I was on a tin can, a guided missile destroyer, the USS Cochrane DDG-21.
Vietnam was the most significant thing in my life. It divided this country tremendously, and I think it changed America as we know it.
Climbing into the ship, some of us were loaded so heavy that we had to be shoved on board by the others or we'd have never made it.
The USS Indianapolis had carried the atomic bomb from San Francisco to Tinian. None of the young kids on the crew knew what they were hauling. Our ship was a part of the rescue operation that helped save about 312 young men.
What's your name, soldier, he says? Where's your hometown? Who's the toughest man in the outfit? We told him we'd give him the answer to that last one when we got back.
In 1967, I was commander of an electronic warfare squadron in Biloxi, Mississippi. I had 500 men that I had to get ready for Vietnam. And every month I had a commander's call. And I started pinning ribbons and medals and citations on deserving airmen and soldiers. And I noticed one thing quickly. By doing that ceremony, all our soldiers and airmen ever wanted is a thank you from our country. And I used pinning ribbons and medals as a means to keep morale up, because I knew unequivocally that thanks meant everything to them. All they want is a thank you from their country for the service that they did, the sacrifice they performed.
One of the problems when we get ready to leave the service, we leave too fast and we don't check our records to see what is on our DD-214 until 56 years later. All of a sudden the grandkids want to see what our medals were, and they come to us wanting to help present them the medals, or at least verify the medals they were due to them, and then we set up a very dignified program for these awards.
3 veterans in Denver waited 3 decades to be awarded medals for their service.
The Navy Marine Corps Achievement Medal.
Sergeant Lupe Velasquez, who stood shoulder to shoulder with the enemy in Vietnam.
Some of these guys have been World War II, Korea, Vietnam, been out a long time, and they don't think that they're heard or they have a voice, and Forgotten Heroes Campaign is that voice.
I've seen so many veterans come and go. I've seen the body bags, I've seen them in the field. I've seen thousands veterans over my 31 years of career, and it's undoubtedly the primary thing that we have to do is reward them and thank them. And the Forgotten Heroes is a means to do that.
I think that we do a disservice by not teaching enough history in our schools. And I think that seeing a program such as the Forgotten Heroes Campaign and what we do to recognize not only history, but also the veterans that have made the history and have made this a great country is so significant to these young people.
Now the long and bitter time of fighting in Europe was over, and all attention turned to the Pacific.
It was always important if someone was forgotten about what they had accomplished, especially in wartime.
That's why we set up a nice formal presentation program so that the families and those friends can come in and watch these people get their rewards.
Before the program, he was not proud of himself. He didn't have anything to be proud of. He hadn't received any of his medals that he had earned 30, 40 years ago. And with the help of the Forgotten Heroes Campaign, he's been a different person. He's so excited. He's famous, he says. He's had his 5 minutes of fame on the news and the newspapers, on TV.
I had the opportunity to develop a website for the Forgotten Heroes Campaign in order for people around the country to see exactly what we do and who we are, and most importantly, to contribute in their way, either financially or by letting us know that there's an individual that is deserving of recognition.
Since they've started this program, they've had over, I think, 500 presentations. And I think what we want to do is go to other states and make sure that more veterans can receive their well-deserved medals.
I'll tell you what, it is a very rewarding feeling to be part of this Forgotten Heroes campaign.